Well, good evening. Join me this evening on the bank for another night session. It's Friday night on another section of the Ouse. Again, this is another section that one sort of think to fish this time of the year. I've never fished here before at night, so who knows? Who knows? Get that off there. About half hour before we put some bait in, there was a bit of an idiot in a boat came down, and if I said he was doing 20 mile an hour, I don't think I'd be exaggerating. Absolute fool, but there you go, by the by. Share the river with some nice people. We also share the river with some absolute idiots. Mate Paul is fishing to my left, so we'll have a nice little bit of a chat later on. Fishing a little bit different this week. Where before I've been fishing two method feeders, I'm actually still fishing a method feeder on one, but I'm fishing a cage feeder on the other one, a plastic cage feeder with a 6-inch hook length on a helicopter rig. So the hook length sort of sits round about there below the feeder. So when it's on the bottom, it's all sat nice and tiddly tidy. Paul's been fishing that sort of way, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to fish like I have on the one and do that on the other rod, just to see a little bit of comparison. We've got a bit of southwesterly, very mild, been a bit of a sweater again today, been about 26 today, so it's been about maybe 13 through the night, so it ain't too bad. Be a nice breeze. So I ain't bothered with the old bed chair, just got a chair, so I'll probably sit out in the open air later on. Got me brew, and the bacon will be on shortly. And tonight we've got a bit of a treat. We've got bacon with a little bit of cheese going to be mounted on the top, aiding to the fact I went and did me shopping, and for some unknown reason, instead of getting 2 blocks of cheese, I've actually got 2 kilo. Never mind. Anyway, back to the fishing. So, both rods, exactly the same. I've got a 10mm wafter on one, which is, if I can find him, come on, won't be able to smell them. I've got a yellow krillin tuna, and I've got a 10mm bottom bait on the other one. Strawberry boilie, which has been soaked in some Bait Tech berry stick mix. You can find them. There's me 8mm if I want them. Yeah, so there they are. Look at that, eh? Lovely, nice and red. And that, like I said before, they've actually took the flavouring on because they're a lot softer. So that's good. Like I say, everything's stored. I've got my light over there for later on if I need it. Ground bait's just sat down there. Bit of a boat coming. Hopefully he's not too close. I'm fishing the ground bait I'm using. I will show you in a bit. I've actually got Bait Tech MV Green, and I've mixed that with some Special G margin, both similar colours, so it's an olive green colour, nice olive green colour, and in that I've got some 2mm Bait Tech carp course, and also I soaked up some 4mm carp course, which soaked up about sort of 3 o'clock, and I added them to the ground bait round about 4 o'clock when I got down here. Blitzed it all together. A little bit of an indication there, could just be with the boat, bit of weed coming through. No, when we got down here, probably putting about 16 balls of ground bait, probably about 2/3 the way out. I was not very accurate this week for some unknown reason, but you could say I was about as much use as a chocolate teapot. But it's out there, and they always say you don't want it all to land on a postage stamp. Well, I don't think I'd have landed it on a pool table, let alone a postage stamp tonight. But bait out there, have some regular casts, get it in the right place where we want it anyway. And it's just nice night to be out with Paul again. So hopefully we'll get 1 or 2 fish. When I have a bit of a recast in about sort of 5 or 10 minutes, I'll show you me setup again, show you what I'm doing a little bit different, and I'll show you everything else. So I'm going to finish my brew, get all that sorted, everything as I want it. I'll show you what's what, then it'll be bacon time. Lovely. Just bought the helicopter rig in, show you what we're doing. So I've got a 45 gram plastic feeder there, nice flat bottom, so that will sit straight on the riverbed. Just got a little twizzled loop so that when the hook bait's on there, it's longer than the feeder. So I've got an 8-inch, a 6-inch gravel braid with a tungsten sinker there. So if I want to use a pop-up, it'll just go inch or so off the bottom. And I've got size 10, that's a Guru XS, and I've got a bayonet, and on there is going a yellow krillin tuna wafter, like that lot. There we go. Now, as you can see, my helicopter rig, I've got tail rubber there. So underneath this tail rubber is a quick change. There we go, and I can just hold it tight, slide that over the top, slide that up over the top of the swivel, leaving myself enough of a gap so that'll still revolve. Just stop beating, there you go. Perfect. So that is what we're doing here with a helicopter rig. So ground bait, there we go, is MV green, special G margin, and I've got some 2mm carp course and some 4mm. And I'm just going to pack that feeder, get the old sun off it, pack that feeder. So as you can see there, when that casts out, that hook bait, because that tail rubber is well clear of that feeder, so it can't tangle. It might twist a little bit coming back, but it can't tangle. And that is as simple as eggs is eggs. I'll get this one out there. When I bring the method feeder back, I'll show you that, because I've done a little twist to what I have been doing as well. Bear with. Method feeder, what's changed? Nothing really. As you can see there, exactly the same, got the tail rubber, but herein lies the twist. I've noticed a couple of places where I've fished when I've had tench, big bream, when they make a lunge, the elasticated feeder is fine. You want an inline feeder really, so you can give them a bit of welly away from the weeds. So I've got my mind thinking, could I have the best of both worlds? So this is just a little bit of a play around. So I've got an elasticated feeder, matrix, 45 gram, but as you can see there, that elastic's only going to come to there. I've tied a length of 15-pound braid through the middle, so I've still got the shock absorption, but also it'll only go so far. So if we get decent fish goes to the weeds, that elastic's only going to go to there. And then you've got the benefits of an inline feeder there, and you're straight on it. So that's just a little twist that I've done. Here's me bottom baits. Look at them babies. Like I say, it's just a little twist. Same as before, I've got a size 10 acolyte circle hook, bayonet again. So I'll just punch that in there, put it in with my nail. So there you go, that sits just off the bottom. I've got to stop there if I use a little wafter so it doesn't sort of pop up too far. Cover them up. Bit sticky, but worth it. So I've got my bag, Load my method feeder up. Put a little bit in. Push the boilie in. Cover it up. A little bit more. So this is quite damp. It's dried out a little bit in the sun. It's quite damp. Give that a good old squeeze, because you want it to get to the bottom. It won't stick because of the bag. Go that back up. And there we go. That is quite solid on there, as you can see. Still there. Beautiful. So we're going to get that back out, just like I did the other one. Back on there. Get it on there. Sit back. Going to get the old frying pan on in a minute. Bacon and cheese. Here we go. Yes, long time coming. We're getting a lot of liners. Cool. Have we? There is the first one. Hopefully, a few more. Here we go. Beautiful. Yeah. Had a lot of liners, mate, I'll tell you. Oh. Cool, liners. Liners, liners, liners. That's the second fish. It's been, yeah, a bit hectic with the liners. I think how warm it's been, the fish are up and down. So hopefully, as it starts to get light, we might get one or two. You never know. Yeah. Hey? Have you? I could hear your old indicator going. Beautiful. You got one on now, yeah? You got one on? Yeah. Good man. Nice fish. Beautiful fish, look at that. Gorgeous fish. Well, good morning. Well, that was a tough session. I was getting a few liners as it got into dark. I had the first bream, I think it was about 11:30, 20 to 12. Then it was liners after liners. I even dropped it shorter. The liners stopped, so I sort of moved out just a little bit in liners. Yeah, it was a bit frustrating. They sort of pull it up, hold it, drop it back down. Well, I picked up a couple of fish through the night, sort of early hours. Had one who's got light as well, so I've had 4 bream. Still got the rods out, just had a bit of breakfast. Probably going to fish for about another half hour to an hour. The sun's just drying, bit the old moisture off on the shelter. But it's been really good because it's an area where I've never night fished, and I haven't really done a lot of fishing this time of the year here, but it just proves that there's 1 or 2 fish around. Say, a lot of liners. Paul, I think Paul's had 4 bream. He had a fair few liners as well. The water's very warm, so I think the fish are actually in the layers. And it was funny because you could get a liner on a left rod, sort of beep beep, and within about 2 seconds the right rod, beep beep. So the fish were coming through. There was a lot of fish topping through the night. You could hear them boshing about, a lot of small fish being chased by predators. So there's a lot of fish in the area. I think if we manage to get another night in, probably in a week or so, maybe 2 weeks, probably definitely going to come back and fish this area again because we know there's definitely some fish here. But like I say, I'm gonna have a recast in a minute. Carry on fishing for about 45 minutes, something like that. I'm going to slowly start packing up, and we'll see what transpires. But all in all, it's been really enjoyable. Any session on the bank's really enjoyable. I say this year I've done a lot more nights than what I ever have done before. And the beauty of it is, it's going to take me longer to pack up than what it is to get home. So by the time I've packed up, loaded the van up, by the time I've started the van, pulled up on the drive, I'm going to be 5 minutes. So it's a nice local venue. But yeah, all in all, I'll say it's been really enjoyable. Any session is. I did get one on the, I've had 3 on the cage feeder on the helicopter rig and 1 on the method. And it was interesting because I had 1 or 2 indications. Then when it bolted and that elastic hit that braid, that fish proper bolted. So yeah, that was quite interesting to get my first fish on that as well. So I'm quite chuffed on that. So there we go. So it'll be a slow pack up. Might get out Sunday morning, early hours. I'm going to have a wander about later tonight just to see what's about, just as that's going up into the evening. And yeah, might get out for a few hours. You never know. But if you're out yourself, hope you have 1 or 2 fish, and more importantly, enjoy whatever you're doing. And I will catch you next time on the bank.